Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back and doing a best of one Innistrad Midnight Hunt draft. Rare is whenever the Rite of Harmony. Whenever a creature enchantment enters the battlefield, you draw. It's a little bit too build around-ish. Options otherwise are like Outland Liberator. People are swearing by this Unnatural Moonrise, especially if I'm in Werewolves. Or just take the Duel for Dominance and get a pretty solid instant speed removal spell. That only gets better if you are running a Coven-oriented deck. I'll take it. It's instant speed. Liberator's cool too. 2 mana, 2/2, flips to a 3/3, can blow up artifacts, enchantments. Can be relevant, definitely, but I'll take the removal. I'm cool with that. Ooh, Curse of Surveillance. You know, I've been wanting to try that card. Otherwise, there's just a Tireless Hauler in green, but I think this effect is actually pretty good. Especially if I end up with more curses, right? Are there even uncommon curses in this? I don't even know if there's common and uncommon curses. Not that I can think of. Sure, somebody will be there to correct me on that, but I'll take this. This is 5 mana, so basically 5 mana and you get to draw an additional card each turn. So if you can hold off your opponent long enough, I guess it's not great for like a instant sorcery deck, so it's not going to shine there, but just 5 mana to draw an additional card each turn is pretty good. So otherwise, I mean, there's nothing insane in here otherwise. I like this. I like the Tome. I like Zombie. I like this Zombie, Interloper, Bat Whisper. The black cards look good. Plenty of stuff that's good, but I'll take the rare. We'll try it out. Storm the Festival. This one, on the other hand, I don't know about that one. In blue, we've got Startle. I might just take the Blade Stitch Scab. I mean, it's a Lord effect. It's good. Storm the Festival is very color intensive and very specific. Top 5, mana value 5 or less. I don't think it's good enough. It does have flashback, but I tried it. Wasn't impressed. Let's take the Scab. Be happy enough about that. Other good cards in here. Well, I mean, playable green stuff, but Scab's awesome. And if you end up blue-black, you're pretty happy to have it. Let's see. Well, now there's Shadow Beast Sighting, which is certainly better than Siege Zombie, but Siege Zombie, I guess, works with Blade Stitch Scab. I don't really like it that much. It's okay. Arcane Infusion in there. Man, if I take the Sighting, I think Sighting is straight up just better than Siege Zombie. It's good with Duel for Dominance. It's going to make us sort of a... I mean, the strongest card I have is still probably Curse of Surveillance. I guess it could be the Scab. I mean, you don't splash Scab, so it's either all in on Scab or take the strongest card here, which I think is actually probably the Shadow Beast Sighting. Just because the flashback is so good. I'm going to take this. I'm going to speculate. We'll see. If I end up missing out on a Siege Zombie, am I really that upset? No. No, I'm not. Could take another Duel for Dominance. There's Howl of the Hunt, rather. Rejuvenator to buy time, fix, whatever. Let's take Duel for Dominance. You could splash Curse of Surveillance. I don't think that's the worst. It's a little bit awkward, but it's not the worst. So another Shadow Beast Sighting. There's some black stuff in here. Tireless Hauler too, but let's take the Sighting over the Hauler. Hauler's cool, but Sighting is just awesome. 4 mana, 4/4 is good. Flash it back later. Real good. So Angler is a 2-drop, but at this point, you might as well just stick to green until we figure out what we are. Probably Timberland Guide. It sets up Coven better. And probably more exciting than these two. Clarion Cathar is a good card. And green-white is probably, you know, the Coven deck. But I'll take the Guide for now. Let's just cut green and figure out from there. Some red cards in here. Could take another Guide, continue to cut green until we figure out what's going on. I'm okay with that. I like the Veteran too. Guide's not that great, but like I said, it sets Coven up, so I like it for that reason. It's going to work well with Duel for Dominance, even without Coven. Just make something bigger and then fight with it. Also good. Yeah, I guess we could take the Rite of Harmony. Otherwise, we take another Timberland Guide. The chances of playing this are so low. But am I just taking a bunch of Timberland Guides? Whatever, I'll take it. If it works out, so be it. If not, whatever. You can take Revelry here. There's also Mysterious Tome for green, blue. I do like this card. Candle Guide for fixing and stuff and things. I mean, Revelry is pretty cool. I guess Rite of Harmony? Whatever. I'll take Revelry. We'll see if it pans out. All right. Harvesttide Sentry versus Return to Nature and Sanctifier. Well, this switches day and night and is good with Flashback. Currently, we've just got a few. We could try it. Sentry's kind of whatever anyway. Flare of Faith. How many humans we have already? 3. Could maybe find some more. This is more of a sideboard card anyway, so that makes sense. Late White. That's good. Guess we'll take the Defiance maybe. All right. Well, I think we actually... Oh, geez. Never passed Tovolar. Oh, that's too bad. Because I want to play that, but we haven't taken any red. Blue, I mean, Carriage is in here. There's Creeper, which I could see actually taking, because Creeper's just a solid card. And then, what, switch back to blue? I mean, we got all that late white. Indicates to me white is probably open. In which case, I could take Howl the Hunt, which is actually a very good card. I mean, Tovolar is the best card here, but I have no wolves, no werewolves. It seems a little bit too late and ambitious to try and jump on that train. I really like Howl the Hunt. It's a very good combat trick that permanently stays as well. It's going to be good with our fight spells. I think I'm going to take it. And speculate that white-green is where we're supposed to be. Guess possibly still splash Curse of Surveillance, maybe, but I don't have to. So Tireless Hauler, Silversmith, Exorcism, Unruly Mob, Chaplain. Well, this is 2 bodies in 1, which is nice, but Silversmith looks real good, too, for setting up Coven. Granted, we don't have that much Coven yet, but probably still take Silversmith. I like it. I think it's a good card. And if we're in Coven colors, we're going to be real happy to have these guides and Silversmiths. Oh, geez. Suspicious Stowaway. Card's so good. We're going to take Clear Shot, though. Be real happy about that. One-sided fight. That also can randomly set up Coven. That's nice. This card is so good. I was just making I made a constructed like Delver deck just for dailies, and this card was so good in it. It's one of those like if you have counterspell backup things, if you're just drawing a card each turn unblockable, it's real tough. One of those decks. You remember those decks, right? Okay. So I actually really like Search Party Captain. I never get to play this card. I'm going to take it over the Witch and the Commando and the Cathar. All of which are also good. Ooh, Blade Stitch Scab, huh? Well, I'm going to take the Captain, be happy enough about that. Good value. I'm not giving up much here. I could take the Clarion Cathar. It's good with Rite of Harmony. I don't know if Rite of Harmony is making the deck. It's actually very good for Coven. Let's be real. It is good with Coven. Evolving Wilds lets me splash Curse of Surveillance, but am I really splashing Curse of Surveillance? Probably not. If I take the Cathar, we get Coven. It probably makes sense. It's an important card for Coven. This is just a good common like enabler card here. Hound Tamer is super strong. I'm going to take that over Captain. This is a very, very strong card. One of those things that just makes combat very difficult for your opponent. And as much as I want another Search Party Captain, I'm going to take the Tamer. It's also a 3-mana 3/3. Card's so good. I thought it was 4 mana for some reason, but no, it's even better. You could take Revival. I mean, the thing about Revival is we really don't have that much nut stuff to bring back. I could take the Sentry as like just a 2-drop 3-power creature. I haven't played with this yet, though. I don't love Harvesttide Sentry. I think it's okay, though. Whatever. I'll take the Revival. Like I said, the Revival's not going to be that great unless we have some good stuff to bring back. Could take Commando. It actually just... I mean, this has Coven, and Mob is good for, like, whatever, but... Commando, I think, is... I think this is probably not happening. Commando is good because it just gives you some artifact enchantment outs. Plus, like, surprise blocks can be good. I guess we'll take the green card and probably not play it. Take the white card and probably not play it. Candle Trap is playable, and we don't have much removal, and we're Coven. I'm going to take that. And got another Clarion Cathar. So Coven Plan is good. Only issue with this deck is I feel like we're not doing anything too nutty. I don't like not doing nutty things. Removal's not even that bad, but could use some more fat too. Oh man, Lysa again? How do I splash you? I can't quit you, Lysa. Outrider. Outrider's good even if you're not doing the sack deck. Just we didn't get that Evolving Wilds, and I don't currently have any other way to splash her. But man, if you can play her, she's amazing. But could take the Outrider instead. Maybe I just take it and hope that we find a way to splash it, whether it be Evolving Wilds or the path to the whatever the thing, the 3-mana green ramp, whatever it is. Consuming Blob. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. Sweet. Yeah, this card's nuts. Another Outrider in here. But yeah, there we go. Turn the Earth. Well, good sideboard, but this is not a sideboard. There's the Path of the Festival. Got it. Sweet. All right, perfect. Lysa, happening. I think Rite of Harmony can probably get the boot at this point. Didn't want to play it in the first place, so perfect. Well, Revival's looking a lot better when you have Blob and Lysa. Sheesh. I don't know about Blessed Defiance for now making it. Trapper's not bad, but we've got some fatties now. I feel comfortable playing Duel for Dominance in here. Yeah, 3/3s are going to be just fine, and I think we can get Coven online, so why don't we dump this? Are we 17 lands? Well, the eternal Alex Stephenson question, are we 17 lands? I'm going to take Candlelit Cavalry here over Trapper, even though Trapper is actually very good for Coven, but Cavalry is a good finisher. I feel more comfortable playing 17 lands when I have a lot of like gas, like flashbacks and that thing and this thing and that. Another Cavalry. Well, if I'm playing a lot of top end, I'm going to want 17 lands. There's Silver Bolt there too, which is good, but Outrider, wow. Or we take another Duel for Dominance. We only have 13 creatures currently, so maybe another Outrider is in order. It's a great card. Even when it dies, it buffs something else. I'm okay with that. We'll take the Outrider. Join the Dance, Flare of Faith, Flyer, another Cavalry. I can take a flashback spell. Gives us something to do early. So we take the Griff, get Flyer, Howl of the Hunt. There's this for bodies, Coven card. I've already got pretty good on the high end, so maybe just Howl of the Hunt in case I need another trick, although yeah, I guess we could use maybe one more creature. Well, I'm going to take it. Well, too late. Got the Patrol anyway. All right. Take the Witch. I guess it makes sense. It's got Coven. Might have the Old Ways, maybe. Probably not, though. Take an uncommon here. This deck looks good. Some goodies in here. So probably 17 lands. We'll do the 1 black mana. Did not get an Evolving Wilds. Wonder if that's going to be trickier. Hopefully not. So to make 7 cuts, got 16 creatures. Probably cut the Might. We can cut a couple creatures because we have Join the Dance. All right. Don't need Sanctifier, I don't think. We do have Flashback, but it's not that good. Patrol we can buff, so the Vigilance is actually good because we have like Silversmith, 2 Timberland Guides. I kind of like that. Outrider. And it comes back. Could cut the Howl of the Hunt. I still like it, but it's a combat trick. It's good with Duel for Dominance. Maybe I cut the Flare of Faith. It's nice to have protection and combat trick, but I think Howl of the Hunt is actually better in probably more matchups. These are creatures too, so we actually can cut more creatures because we have like 17, 18 right now or something. I don't need the guides. They're nice for turning on Coven, but is Coven even that important for us? It's like, our cavalry's terrible if they're just 5/5s without trample? No. Do I even have that much else Coven? Probably not. This? I mean, this you want to fly, but whatever. Whatever, I'll cut the guides. I guess the guides are good with Duel for Dominance, but... Maybe Sunset Revelry can go. Just feels like something can be put on the chopping block. It's also another creature. Technically, we could run 16 lands because we have Path to the Festival, but... I mean, we have a good amount of top end. We're actually fairly color intensive too. Double white, double green. We need the black. Probably. And this scries too. Yeah, okay. So, what is my last cut? Could be the Morning Patrol. We don't have the Timberland guides anymore. I kind of want to keep the Dryad's Revival just because 12, but it's 13, 14, 15 creatures still. So that's probably okay. We do have some fight spells, however, but that's okay. What types do we have for Consuming Blob? We've got creatures, instant sorceries, enchantments, and lands. Well, we don't have a ton of ways to get lands in the yard either, do we? I suppose we don't. But it's not like Consuming Blob spitting out 1/2s or 2/3s every turn is ever going to be bad, so let's keep that around. And Dryad's Revival, getting back Lysa and Consuming Blob seems pretty important too. All right, you know what? I'm satisfied. Let's do this. Is there something I want to do instead of Candlegrove Witch? Because we're much more of a mid-range deck. So maybe Candlegrove Witch isn't something I actually need. I like the evasion, but maybe it makes more sense to get like 2 bodies in 1 card. It's like, maybe we should play the Morning Patrol. It doesn't fly, but there's no guarantees that the Witch is going to fly every turn either. This feeds our yard, which is, I guess, good for Blob, but it feels like just a 3-mana 3/2 most of the time. So we can get beat up by aggro, but I think I'm still kind of okay with this. What are we looking like color-wise? More green than white, but we have double white and double green, so probably even split with the 1 swamp and then the Path of the Festival to find it. Okay, satisfied. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. Let's see. I mean, we're on the play. No green mana. This might still be worth the risk, I think, because we can play Commando. And then if we find green mana at some point, this clear shot does something, so that's cool. Yeah, it's probably worth it. Plus then, yeah, I think this is fine. I'll just kill it. Not the best use of clear shot, but also allows me to get in for 4 points of damage. Probably trade with something next turn. Put an instant in my graveyard. Oh. Maybe not. Let's do the Cathar. So now we're just a cavalry or a consuming blob away here from something. Let's do another Cathar. Not ready for the blob yet. Let's do the cavalry first. See if they have the burn the accursed for it. If they do, unfortunately, it doesn't put it in our yard. Which makes our blob a little bit worse. Still rather have that get burned than my blob, I think. And we have the regrowth style card to get that back at some point. Sure. So it's dead, but like I said, we have regrowth to get it back at some point. So I'm all right having it in the yard. I guess if I'd waited until I had one more mana, I could have like saved it from Play with Fire, but that's all right. Still, unfortunately, don't have Coven. Yeah. Oh, I guess I had to do duel for dominance before I took the damage, huh? Yeah, alright. We still don't have Coven, huh? Okay. Well, that's too bad. So I needed to do this before. Unfortunately, I didn't. So I took some trample damage. I'm pretty tempted to go back to 16 lands. I'm like this close. And basically just play 16 lands anytime I play in this format. Maybe that's the wisest thing to do. Maybe it's just one of those things you have to do in this format, you know? Oh, I forgot about the Untamed Pup. I don't think I had a way to get out of this anyway, but I needed to block the extra creature there. All right, going to 16. Wish it wasn't the case that you had to do it, but it just feels like I do have to do it basically every draft. I feel like that's been, unfortunately, the one issue with this format is me going back and forth between 16 and 17 and thinking it like is a bigger deal than it is, but it probably is just one of those this is part of variance and that happens sort of thing. But I cannot help but get bothered to the point where I need to change my mana base over it. I don't even have a good card to bring in. I guess we'll do a guide to have more early game, and we'll drop white, I guess. I mean, yes, I'm going to run the risk of getting screwed now, but I don't know what to say. I keep going back between 16 and 17 because anytime I have a land problem, it like bothers me to the point where I need to like go back and forth between it. But is it right? Probably not. Can I help myself? No. Oh, let's see if we can keep that. Let's see here. 6 mana. I think I'll play this. Just kind of like how this blocks here, so. Oh. Triskaidekaphile, huh? Let's see. They're going to be able to draw off that Triskaidekaphile. So I've got 6 mana. I can do Timberland Guide plus Outrider. That's pretty good. Let's do that. And do I want a creature in my graveyard, or would I rather buff the token? Or the Outrider gives me Coven, but Outrider's just got a big target on its back, so maybe we'll just do this. We'll play this, because then I guess technically we could do Path of the Festival plus Hound Tamer if we draw a land. Guess it would have made more sense. Well, we still ended up dealing the damage, I guess. So maybe it doesn't matter. But I think if we lose this, it's because Morbid Opportunist is a very strong card. Well, I think the 16 land call was a good idea, no? I should just always go with my gut and just go 16. Just never go 17 again. All right. See you for the next one. All right. Snap maul this one. This one will keep. I don't really like it though, but probably dump one of these. And then, well, at least we have Coven, presumably, if we can find a land. Let's see, next turn with 5 mana. I don't really need that. I mean, technically it's a spell, it just doesn't feel that useful here. It's pretty strong. Let's go Cathar here. Guess I don't have a way to live. Duel for Dominance not getting there. All right, ended up going 0-3. Thought the deck was kind of cool. Never got to do Lysa or anything, but I don't think I ever cast Shadow Beast Sighting once either. All right, let's get our one pack and do a pack one, pick one. Does anyone else notice their interface is like slow ever since Midnight Hunt dropped? All right, pack one, pick one. Puppet Stitcher's pretty sweet. Obviously, Opportunist is one of those kind of busted feeling, really is one of those busted feeling uncommons, but that's just like commonplace in new Magic sets now. That's just like new normal is busted uncommons, I think. So that's just one of those things I guess I'm going to have to learn to accept. Uncommons that end up drawing like 7 or 8 cards throughout the course of the game from things dying. Puppet Stitcher would be the pick, though. This is an awesome card. I haven't even think I've seen it in action yet, but awesome. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.